Welcome back to the channel. This concludes the month of October of chills and thrills. Let's start off with an instant classic. 2020's The Invisible Man, starring Elizabeth Moss. She starts off as a character who's in an abusive relationship with a man that tries to control her, tell her what to do, tell her where to go. And she thinks he dies, or does he? Elizabeth Moss here gives an Oscar-winning performance as this character. They use CGI and strings to give the look of invisibility in the movie. You know, a lot of my female audience say they don't have any really scary movies for females, but you should really watch this. This is a really good movie, The Invisible Man. Up next, we got a 1987 controversial film, Angel Heart, starring Robert De Niro, Mickey Rourke, and Lisa Bonet. The character that De Niro plays here is named Louis Cypher. He sends out Harry Angel to try to find this missing man, Johnny Favorite. He gets involved with a lot of murder and a lot of mystery. This is a really different film. It originally had an X rating, but they had to cut some scenes out to make it a rated R. And when you're watching this movie, you remember his name, Louis Cypher. That's Angel Heart. Up next, we got a cult classic, 1979's Phantasm. This is really crazy because the writer had a dream. There was this ball chasing after him in a hallway, trying to kill him. And that's how this story came out. He starts off as the tall man who takes the dead people and sends them back to his planet. It turns them into dwarfs. This movie's crazy, but it became a cult classic. Remember, the ball is back. Phantasm. Up next, we got another classic, 1973's Wicker Man, starring Edward Woodward. He's sent to this island to look for a missing child. He starts noticing that the islanders there, all these crazy rituals they have, and he gets deeper and deeper into the story. By the end of the movie, he's going to wish he had never even started this case. That's the Wicker Man, with a really crazy ending. Up next, got a more recent classic here. It spawned several sequels, starring Robert Englund, Nightmare on Elm Street. The thing about this movie is, do you know this was the first movie that Johnny Depp was in? Nightmare on Elm Street. This is also in the old snap cases that they don't have anymore. They don't even make these anymore. See right there, you see Johnny Depp. Nightmare on Elm Street. Another one. They made several sequels, but there was nothing like the original one. Then, we got a 1974 drive-in theater classic in a steel book, The Texas Chainsaw Massacre. This movie's crazy because they say at the beginning that it's based off a true story. It was not based off a true story. It's kind of loosely based on this real-life serial killer called Ed Gein. Let's see what we got here. Steel book, behind the scenes, a little packaging here. And the narrator is John Larroquette from Night Court. He was paid with a bag of marijuana. That's the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Not quite as gory as I remember seeing it when I saw it in the theater. Matter of fact, only one person actually gets killed by a chainsaw. And the house in this movie is now a restaurant. How ironic. So that concludes all these movies of scary movies of the month of October. And next week, well, I'll say Sunday's episode, is close to our election. And here, if you're watching in the United States, we're going to go over some political thrillers, like The Manchurian Candidate. This is KDS Reviews, and I will see you in the next video.